Alright guys, I really don't like making negative videos for the sake of being negative. I'm just not that kind of person. But today I woke up to play the new PUBG game mode early. If you caught my video yesterday, we announced that there was a new game mode coming, and I figured, no, I'm going to be around pretty early because they tend to drop new content when it's fairly early in the morning for me, so I was just going to, be ready to start the day. Got some family coming over later, so I figured I may as well get an early start of my day, only to find out that the new PUBG mode doesn't even work for about the first 5 hours. So I went back to sleep, and then I woke up a few hours later and I said, you know what, the issues are probably resolved by now. They went over on Twitter and said it's now fixed. So I'm like, great, I can go play the new game mode. So I get on the new game mode. To play it in first person perspective, you are greeted with a 1 hour queue time. In third person, it's a little bit better at about 3 minutes, so my only choice was to play third person perspective. So what you're watching on the screen right now is gameplay of the new game mode. Now, it is in fact not Money Royale like we originally thought it was going to be. I guess that's a game mode for later on maybe, or one that they're still working on. This is also not an arcade mode. It's in PUBG Labs, and it is a faction war. So if you guys remember what the ground spawn like war mode was like before TDM got introduced to the game, that's essentially what this is. Now, listen, I have a lot of respect for the PUBG devs, and I've met a lot of them. They're all really, really nice people, and they're very pleasant to be around, and I enjoyed talking with them. And so I mean this in the sincerest way possible, and I don't want to really, denigrate the work that they've done, but I'm going to be honest, this really ain't it. Video might come off a little bit as ranty, but I'm gonna be honest, like this just I spent hours and hours trying to get a decent gameplay or usable footage, and this is literally the best I could come up with. I consider not even making a video on this today, but I decided while I'm here, we may as well do it. This game mode is really not that good. This faction war mode, whatever we're gonna call it, is literally exactly what I hated about all the TDM modes before TDM. The actual team deathmatch completely cleaned up everything that was not fun about war mode. The idea was that you could come in here and practice gameplay or practice with different guns and stuff, run different classes that all have unique attachments, weapons, and even armor. TDM expanded on this a little bit, giving you a greater selection of weapons and kind of like a little bit of customizability within game. You can change attachments and stuff, and it's really easy to do so. One of the best things about TDM was the in-game healing system. Every time you pick up a kill, you get a little bit of a boost meter, which in turn heals your HP over time. In this war mode, I'm pretty sure the only real way you can get HP is from the medic class. I think that has a boost on it, or it has a critical response kit. But other than that, like the assault classes and even the sniper ones, they don't have any ways you can heal yourself, to be honest. Like you're just kind of screwed until you die. And if you do happen to die and you're respawning in on the plane, because there's no ground spawns in here, if you happen to jump out just maybe very barely outside of that border, you're going to take a significant amount of damage. And I know that sounds obvious, but for a game mode like this, if you happen to even miscalculate a jump at all, you're going to spawn into the match with almost no health. There's also no actual scoreboard to look at. You can you can pull up your map and you can pull up your teammate's scoreboard really, but you cannot see the enemies or the enemy team names, and that was another nice feature about TDM. I don't know why I need to see the entire map of Sanhok when I press my M button if I literally am only playing in this very small circle of the map. Also, when starting the game, you are in the plane for about 3 minutes, it feels like, and it's just a very dull period in the game. Respawning is kind of a lull in the action too, and that's why ground spawns, well, they had a ground spawn war mode that worked extremely well, and then they fully flesh this out with proper TDM. And, spawns in any video games aren't perfect, but I would say TDM in PUBG probably was the one that got it right, especially in comparison to PUBG's other game modes, i.e. war mode. Now, again, the point of this one is to run different classes and have a little bit more of a chaotic experience that isn't quite like a TDM balance thing, right? It's not the same cutout maps that are supposed to be balanced on each side, and it's supposed to feel a little bit more like BR, although with classes. That's the idea on paper, but just in practice, this game mode is just, in my opinion, not very fun. It didn't work well in the beginning, and it was broken for hours. I guess it's also worth mentioning that this, new game mode is not really new. I mean, we've played this war mode for the last 2 years, basically. Everything before TDM was essentially this, and I guess the location is new. This new cutout in Sanhok remastered is a new battlefield to play in, but the concept and the execution is not new. Like, even the classes themselves, the M4 and the revolver, the UMP, I'm pretty sure all the classes are copy and pasted from the original one. They didn't even switch that up at all, which I was kind of disappointed about. I remember around 8 months to a year ago, I made a video about the ground spawn war mode, and this was literally like the birthplace of TDM, and we critiqued that a lot, but all of the critiques into that pretty much ended up making their way to real PUBG TDM. And you know, I would say that TDM is personally is one of my favorite things in a while, and I think it plays really well. However, this game mode just does not. Now, this was added as a little surprise to PUBG players, and was something that we were just supposed to log on into the game one day and be surprised by, and just be kind of sort of pleasantly excited by it. But I would say this didn't really land. Now, I appreciate the concept, what they want to do. They want to add new, like, limited time game modes that get players excited, although this is just not the one to do. Honestly, you guys can let me know what you think about this, but if they're going to continue to do PUBG Labs events like this, I think a great one to do would be a classic PUBG setting. I don't know how viable this would be. I don't know if it'd even be possible for them to do, but imagine a PUBG Labs game mode where it's like classic PUBG, right? We play on Erangel, the original version of Erangel, or maybe even an older version of the original version, and we play on, like, basically pre-patched weapon selection, so there's not a lot of guns to choose from, or maybe not even a lot of attachments to choose from. Very minimal things are loaded into the game, but it's very like classic PUBG, how most of us remember it. I don't know. I think that could be like just a nice throwback to play, you know, every once in a while. I don't know if they would even want to make that, because the problem with old Erangel is that it's geometrically very costly, so performance isn't great on old Erangel, and the new one not only looks better, but just performs better as well. So I don't know if they'd want to bring back the old one, but I think it's, I don't know, something worth considering. I don't know how to do a PUBG Labs mode that is actually fun to play, that people are interested in. I'm just gonna be honest, this war mode just ain't it, bro. It's important to keep in context that them adding this mode probably didn't really take away from any development time. This is just something that they put in probably just because they could. But again, I think it's a waste of time, to be honest with you. Do I think this game mode is worth your time if you're just getting ready to jump on PUBG? Honestly, no. You're better off playing TDM or just regular BR. Spend your time there. This game mode is just, honestly, it's just not very fun. Now, the thing is, like, I didn't want to have to say that, right? Like, I wanted a Money Royale game mode to come out and be like, oh my god, this is really sick. The problem is, it's like, when I'm too positive about something in PUBG, I get criticized for not being hard enough on the game. And when I am very critical of the game, or in this case, I'm just straight up kind of telling you this game is not fun, then I also get criticized for not appreciating what they do. So I want to keep in context that I'm never going to be able to please everybody like that. I'm just giving you my absolute honest opinion. Again, this has absolutely nothing to do with my opinion on the PUBG devs themselves. Again, I've met many of them, and they're great people. I still got a lot of respect for them, but them adding this game mode in for players, I guess this weekend, it's only going to be around for a really limited time. I'm just personally, don't bother. It's not very fun, and it's not going to stick around for too long. So I don't really know how to wrap up this video. I'm going to go enjoy my weekend, and I'm not going to be playing this new war mode. So let me know what you guys think about it down below in the comment section. But if you guys enjoyed the video, I would still really appreciate a like rating regardless. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we will be back to, you know, normal videos, I would say, for the next couple of days. So yeah, make sure to subscribe and stick around. I'd appreciate that a lot. If you guys want to go follow me on Twitch, where I stream almost every single day, not always PUBG, links in the description down below. I'd appreciate if you come over there and come say hi. It's a great place to be. But anyways, have a good rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you all on the next stream or the next video. Take it easy, and peace out.